Reviews, the biggest news, the what's new, and the who's who. Welcome to the Daily Gamer Podcast with Joe Mango and James.
This is it, James. We've made it this far. The Daily Gamer Podcast number
20.
20. I can't believe it. That makes it sound like we've done 200. No,
220.
Just 20.
Yes.
But yeah, we made it 20 podcasts in. I think that is
we should celebrate. What should we do?
We should definitely celebrate. I think, personally, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has arrived on our doorsteps.
Perfect timing.
In our hands on the Nintendo Switch. And I think we should talk about it. I asked you to kind of come up with a little history.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of history about it.
A little bit of history?
And
because you were alive when all those games came out, weren't you?
I mean, I am as old as the first ever game.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Like exactly? Like on the same year?
Same year, yeah.
No way, I didn't know that. What was that, 86?
Yep.
No way,
so,
okay.
1986 was the release of... Well, it actually was a launch title for the Family Computer Disk System.
Oh, okay.
In Japan. And then...
It's a catchy name.
Yeah, it looks great as well. And then it moved a year later to the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where it got its fame, mostly. And then it was actually not called... It wasn't called The Legend of Zelda. It was actually called the Hyrule Fantasy Zelda no Densetsu.
Okay. Okay, so obviously it's made in Japan, all these games. But yeah, Hyrule is like the world that they're in.
It's the world that they're in, and it's massive. Obviously, it's like built up like over the... I mean, there's 26 different iterations of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in all forms. So it could be like
26
remakes, ports, and all sorts of stuff. So it starts off with Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past.
Yeah,
I to say that is a
words.
great name.
Yeah.
I love that one. A Link to the Past. Yeah, very clever.
Yeah. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Link to the Past and Four Swords, The Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures, The Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Skyward Sword, Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes.
Well. They came back, they used it again.
Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, along with all those remakes. I mean, they've been remade into like 100 million different platforms.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. What I love, by the way, is not everyone is necessarily completely familiar with The Legend of Zelda or the story. But I was doing a quiz once, and it was a very nerdy quiz. Like it was supposed to be a nerdy quiz. And one of them, it showed 4 photos, right? And it said which one, in The Legend of Zelda, which one is Zelda, right?
Yeah.
And it showed Link, who is the main character that you play as.
Yeah.
And then it showed Zelda, and then it showed a few other characters. And so many people put Link as Zelda, if that makes sense. But Zelda's actually...
It's a very common misconception.
Yeah. But I mean, it's understandably...
Yeah,
because you say The Legend of Zelda, but it's actually Link is the main character. So I do get it.
It can be confused, and like you can see people that don't necessarily play the games very much, and they see the character in front of them. I mean, it was actually, I got a fact for you. The Zelda is Zelda Fitzgerald.
Okay.
The wife of Great Gatsby author F. Scott Fitzgerald was named Zelda, and she indeed inspired Nintendo's most famous princess.
Yeah, you know what? I know it sounds weird, but I had heard that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you told me it before. I don't know, but I've heard that before recently, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Breath of the Wild was play tested as an 8-bit game. Here's a fact for you.
Oh, okay.
To test the mechanics out.
Yeah, before they polished it and did it.
Yeah,
full,
I guess. Yeah, that's, I mean,
I don't usually know actually the process of how they make games, but that makes sense. So they've got all the mechanics down. They've built like a world, but it's very low res, and they just wanted to see how it would work and play like the playability of it.
Conceptual point of view.
It must have been really fun as well building that. I would love to play the 8-bit version of it.
Yeah.
It'd be quite cool. Obviously, Breath of the Wild was the game of the year in 2017 for many folk, obviously at the Game of the Year awards, but also IGN, I think it was their Game of the Year. And
it was nuts because I guess with Breath of the Wild, it was the first major Zelda release for
a while.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Switch isn't that powerful, but when I first saw like screenshots of it, I was like, oh, it's kind of like cel shaded. Okay, graphics aren't that great. That's fine. It's on the Switch, right? So, but then I actually eventually got it, and I played maybe a few hours, and I'm like, hooked from like the start. And I know that was my like first Zelda game. I think I played the remake of Link's Awakening.
Okay,
which is like is for the Switch, but it was a remake of one of the old games, but it was done in like 3D.
Yeah.
Or like 2.5D or like isometric almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So I played that a bit, and I really wasn't a huge fan of that, but then Breath of the Wild is probably the first game I actually got into Zelda-wise.
There's definitely Zelda games that have hit, and there's definitely Zelda games that have missed. So
which one did you first play?
Oh, so I honestly can't remember which one it was, but I've got two older brothers that are, my oldest brother's like 13 years older than me. So they used to play them. And I remember when I was really young, I would get on and I would play, but I have no idea which one it was. But I do have fond memories of playing it, even when I was like, you know, not necessarily probably understanding all the mechanics and knowing like the full story or anything like that. But I remember just like, you know, being in that kind of world, like the actual world that they created.
You remember, was it a 3D one?
Yes, I want to say yes.
On Nintendo 64 was the.
I think so. Yeah, Nintendo 64. Yeah,
first 3D ones, I guess.
Yeah, it was because I remember having a Nintendo 64. Wait, that's the one with the cartridges.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one we had. Yeah.
There you go. So that would have been Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
Okay, maybe. One of them. But yeah, so it was. I do remember playing it fondly, and yeah, even it's weird. I probably didn't play it more than a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
But I can actually remember it.
We're both not really that experienced.
No, not at all. And I only played Breath of the Wild for like probably 5 hours max.
Oh, okay.
At a friend's house one time, which is really bad and really sad. But at the time, I didn't have a Nintendo Switch. And I was like, I really want to play that game. But I just was like, I got other stuff going on.
I'm probably the same. I may have sunk maybe 20 hours, but I didn't get very far. I got distracted, obviously.
Yeah.
By another game. Shiny game. And then, so I've bought Tears of the Kingdom.
Me too.
I bought it, but I haven't unwrapped the plastic off it.
Really? Oh, you bought like a physical?
I bought a physical one.
Oh.
Because I think if you buy physical ones, and if you plan to maybe one day sell your console or something,
I see.
It really helps if you have a few hard copy games. It helps sell them because then it's like, I don't know, some kid or like someone just wants to get started straight away when they buy it.
Ah, that's true. Because I guess if I have mine purchased on my Nintendo account.
Yeah, you can't give that to anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that kind of sucks, actually. I never thought about it like that. Yeah. Interesting.
Unless, I'm not sure.
Can you gift? I don't think you can gift it, like, if you've already bought it and used it. I don't know. Not sure. We should look into that. Yeah. But that's really cool.
I should start playing it.
Did the box look good? Like, was it a special one or was it just a standard one?
Yeah, I got a standard one.
Just a standard one. Okay.
Just a impulse buy on Amazon.
I gotta be honest, I did see, like, online, they created, like, custom Nintendo Switches that were, like, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, they look cool. And it was like the OLED versions.
The OLED versions, yeah.
Of them. It looks really good.
It looks really good. And I was like, I would totally want that. But obviously, I already have a Nintendo Switch, not on OLED version. But yeah, I've bought it. I've probably put in 5-6 hours into it. And I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into like too much detail, but I will explain some stuff if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it. Tell us about your opening 4 hours.
Yeah. Probably more than that, actually. Maybe 5-6 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason it might feel less than that is because I have a little story for you. Okay.
Okay.
So, started the game, never played Breath of the Wild, so all the mechanics were. I mean, there are obviously new mechanics from Breath of the Wild. It's not the same game. It's the same game, but there's a lot more added onto it, right? So go into it like feeling pretty fresh, and I didn't want to watch too many videos. I watched like a few of the trailers, but I didn't want to look into too much gameplay stuff. I just wanted to have a fresh, clean view and just go into it. Get into it, do like the first little like bit that you have to do. Kind of got to they have the, what do you call it, like the temple things, which are quite synonymous for Zelda games anyway. The shrines, yeah. So like went to a shrine, you get like, when you go into the shrines, you get like these different special abilities that you get to use.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle down in a dungeon.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then you get the special thing.
You actually get the special thing as soon as you go into it, and then you use the puzzle thing to solve the puzzle.
That's right.
So it's almost like teaching you how to play the game.
Yeah.
Which is a really great way to do it. I really like the way they've done that. Very smart. But yeah, so I did that, and then the guy's like, okay, you need to go find another shrine now. And you get like these little binocular things. Or like, it actually looks like a Nintendo Switch, which is quite funny.
Yeah, he uses it, it's like a tablet.
It's a tablet, which looks like a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, exactly. So you zoom in on the Nintendo Switch, and you can see a shrine in the far distance, and you put a little marker on it. I was like, sweet, okay. So I like spent ages like traveling there. Got, had a few battles, figured a few things out on the way. And obviously, like, you can eat food and stuff to replenish your health bar. And at the start, you only have 3 hearts, so it can be quite easy to die, to be honest.
Yeah.
As I was getting up there, there was, as I was getting closer to it, it got snowy. And it said, oh, you don't want to stay in the snow too long because you'll freeze. And I was like, damn it, I'm only wearing a pair of shorts. Like my character, I've only found a pair of shorts, so that I'm topless, I'm in the snow. I'm like, oh, damn it. But I realized as I was running along, I could eat a bit of food and it would keep me alive.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, oh, I've got loads of apples, I'll be fine. Okay. Then, as you go along, there's also some fire. I was like, sweet, there's some fire. So I got some fire. And then there's a couple of branch sticks that I picked up, and I could set the branch sticks on fire and I could run with them. But eventually they would break, and then I'd have to keep eating again, right? So I eventually got all the way to the top of the shrine, which took me ages because I just kept dying and frostbite or whatever. Got to the shrine, did the shrine thing, came out the shrine, and then I was like, okay, how do I get down? All right, back the way I came, okay? So I went all the way back the way I came. Again, took me ages, kept dying, kept eating my food, was very low on food at this point. Got down to, when I got onto the snowy bit, there was like a lake. And on the one side of a lake, I used something to get across the lake, right? But when I got back to the lake, the thing that I used to get there was gone.
Float away.
It was gone. And I was just like, well, how do I get back? So then I had to climb all the way back over again. And by this point, I ran out of food and resources. And basically, I couldn't go anywhere without dying within 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
So I restarted the game. James, I kid you not, I spent 2 hours just trying to get off this ice island.
Oh my God.
2 hours trying to get off it. And it was so infuriating that I was just like, I don't know what to do. I missed a few things.
Okay.
I missed a few things.
Did you just go off on your own in a sense?
Yeah.
You just went exploring, just went a certain direction.
What, on the ice island?
Yeah.
No, well, I went to the ice place on purpose to go to the shrine.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize...
But you weren't supposed to yet. That was just...
No, I was supposed to, but I missed a few mechanics that I should have, realized. Can I tell you the mechanics that I should have realized? It's not no game spoilery, I don't think.
Okay.
So, like...
You just didn't know about them.
No, so like how you can cook things?
Yeah.
Right, I didn't realize you could cook things. Well, I realized it said that you could cook, but I hadn't figured out how to do it yet. I thought, it's fine. And it turns out there were these chilies that you could pick up, and they were on the ice island. There was loads of these chilies, and I was like, great, picking up those chilies. And it said like something, I kind of skimmed over it, and it said something like, oh, if you eat the chilies, it keeps you warm. Yeah. So I was just like smashing these chilies. I was like, why isn't it working? Turns out you have to cook the chilies with a meal, and then you can eat them, and it gives you frost resistance for 15 minutes or whatever.
You're just eating chilies.
So I was eating a bunch of chilies going, why is it not working?
Could you really imagine that in real life? You're like, you're out in the Arctic, and You've got like a basket of chilies. And you're like, I'm fine. I'm warm.
Yeah, exactly. This is keeping me going. So yeah, that was my little mistake playing the game. Is I should have cooked the chilies, and then I would have got frost resistance.
Oh, great. Yeah.
But it was
prepare your food.
It was pretty hilarious. But to be honest, when I restarted the game, I focused a little bit more on what I was doing and reading what it told me to do, and I was like, oh, okay, I figured out how to do it.
Takes the time to read. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is a little bit slow with the reading. It's like you have to like read it.
Yeah, especially when you just want to jump in and mess around, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't had too much time recently to play stuff, so I've just been, But when I got back into it, absolutely love the game. I figured out the mechanics now.
Yeah. Would you say it meets expectations?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And I, again, haven't played many Zelda games. Didn't play Breath of the Wild. I knew Breath of the Wild was an amazing game. I heard so many great things about it. I played it a little bit. I watched a lot of videos about it. So I knew that I was probably going to enjoy it. And even though, when these games have so much hype, you get a little bit underwhelmed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I got into it. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a little bit different to what I've played in over the last couple of years. I haven't played anything like this recently. But I really enjoyed it. And I'm really, I want to play more of it. I'm
so excited.
And I'm pretty keen to just keep playing it. And I feel like because it's on the Nintendo Switch, I can sit in bed before bed for half an hour and play it and put it down. Instead of having to get my PC on, go and sit on my PC and do all of that stuff.
Or fight for the telly.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a little bit more relaxed. I can just go and play whenever I want. Oh, if I've got 10 minutes in the morning or half an hour in the morning, I just sit there and play it. And it's a great game for that because you can pick up and play. You can pause whenever you want. You can go away. You come back to it.
Like that guy in the advert in the bus.
Exactly. Oh, that advert was really good. Yeah. That was a cool advert.
All millennials are just that's me.
Yeah.
That's just me going to work.
100%. Yeah, on your way to work, on the bus, playing Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Why not? Lunch break, Nintendo Switch. Just in terms of the game itself, it's okay. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a few things in the trailer that I've got to use.
Yeah. So have you got to the point where you can build things?
Yes. Yeah. So you get all that pretty early on. So there's a few different building mechanics. So there's one where you can stick things together.
Yeah.
Right. So you can stick lots of random stuff together. And so you can build bridges or whatever. People have made flying contraptions. And
I'm just going to stop you there because I've seen some hilarious videos of what people have made.
It's yeah.
And there's a giant guy with a massive appendage.
Yeah.
Right. And then it blows up and then it's hilarious.
Yeah. Because you get these because the kind of creatures that are on the island, they're all mechanical.
Yeah.
So you have these mechanical things like fans, for example, or flamethrowers. One that I found really funny on IGN's review, the guy has a boomerang and he attached a flamethrower to his boomerang and he threw it and was like, ha ha ha, oh no! And then it came back to him. The flamethrower, obviously it's a boomerang, it comes back.
Yeah.
And the flamethrower came back at him, which I thought was hilarious. Yeah. So you can build stuff like that. You can build flying machines or, I saw one guy.
Things, right?
Yeah, one guy built a Trojan horse. Yeah, you can build boats from very basic ones, a couple of logs that you've chopped a tree down, put together and put a little fan on it, easy, to a lot more intricate stuff. And I feel at the moment, everything I've done is pretty basic, but I feel as it gets on, it'll be a bit more and more
that's great for creativity. I can't think of any sort of that springs to mind similar game that has that mechanic.
No, I'm not sure.
Unless it's specifically for building things in.
Yeah. I'm not sure at all. The other thing you can do, which is kind of like building as well, but it is a different mechanic, is you can attach different things to your weapons. So if you pick up a wooden sword, you can attach a rock to that, and you've got a wooden sword with a rock on the end.
Yeah, just more damage, I'm guessing.
Does more damage, it has more durability, whatever. And then there's also, like, say if you have the wooden stick, when you kill certain, the machines, they drop, like, metal components.
Yeah.
You can put those metal components on, and now you've got, like, an actual blade for your sword.
Yeah.
But it gets pretty crazy. Like, you can find a large stick, so it's like a large, like, you know, like those cavemen that have those
like
giant...
a club.
Like a club, yeah, like a giant wooden club. You can put a giant boulder on the end of that, and then you're doing like it's like a heavy sword boulder thing, and it's just fun. You know what
amazing.
I mean?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You do what you want.
Exactly, and you can pretty much put anything on there. So you can put a flamethrower on the end of it.
Do things break after a while?
Yes, they do.
Game?
The durability does go. You can put rocks on your shield to make your shield stronger. You can even put fans on your shield to blow people away.
Amazing.
So there's some really cool stuff. With your bow and arrow as well, you can attach things to your bow and arrow that do different things. You can literally attach whatever you want to anything.
That's so cool.
So there's no limitations on, oh no, you can't put that on your bow or on your arrow.
Yeah.
You can literally put anything everywhere, which is really fun. Like there's some things that you find which are like a fire. It's like a tree that has like a fiery bulb.
Yeah.
And you can fire that and it blows up and whatever. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They're just a few of the mechanics that they did show in the trailer, so no spoilers here.
Yeah.
And it does just make it very fun, very unique, just something that I feel like other developers would go, right, our main game, our whole game is based around this one mechanic where you can just, put stuff together. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom has got so many different mechanics all in one game, and it all works really nicely.
Yeah, it's set the bar pretty high for other for other games, definitely.
I mean, for themselves, when you get a home run like this, it's hard to top it. But even Breath of the Wild was a home run, and they've managed to top it. The IGN guy who reviewed it apparently wanted to give it an 11 out of 10. He was,
I bet.
And you know what's crazy? They get the game 3 weeks before it comes out, from what I've heard. 3 weeks before the game comes out, they get to play it and review it. Apparently, he spent over 100 hours playing the game.
Oh my god.
100 hours playing the game within 3 weeks, whilst also having to write a review and everything, and voice it, and da-da-da.
Wow.
So yeah, over 100 hours playing it, and he pretty much found every single thing he could, and yeah, it looks pretty incredible.
I mean, that's what sells the Switch, isn't it? It's the games.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the games sell most consoles, but you know what I mean? It's like it carries it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The Switch has had loads of home runs like that, which it wouldn't be one of the most popular consoles ever if they didn't have it. And because anything that Nintendo makes is exclusive, you have to buy it.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I'm going to play Tears of the Kingdom on my PlayStation, because you can't.
That's why they're all full priced.
Even still, yeah, I actually, like a month ago, I thought, Tears of the Kingdom's coming out. I'm going to buy Breath of the Wild. It was still like...
It's like $60.
And I was like, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for
they didn't even discount I mean, that's really cheeky.
If it was $20, I would have bought it, and I would have played it for a month before this one came out.
Yeah.
But...
I think there's like one time I ever saw any of those games like Super Mario discounted, and it was like 10% off.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like 5%.
I remember when we were doing our little gaming brunch, we bought a Nintendo Switch and wanted Mario Kart, and I still forked out $60 for Mario Kart 8 or whatever. Like, it is pretty crazy, but at the end of the day, they nail it. So
Every
you can't...
single time.
Yeah, like... You can't fault it, really, can you? You can't get upset about spending $60 on a game that is literally just a work of art.
Yeah.
That they've spent 6 years making and refining.
Great. I can't wait to open it.
Yeah. Honestly, James,
if I get time,
you're going to be very happy with it.
Good.
I don't want to go too in depth about it, but just overall, I would, just in my say 6-7 hours playing or whatever it is, I would totally give it a 10 out of 10. Like,
nice.
I'm hooked. There isn't one part of it that I've kind of been disappointed about. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. It is.
There we go.
It's the best game ever.
It is the best game ever. By the way, so I want to move on now.
Yes.
To GQ's top 100 games. Okay, GQ's top 100 games ever.
GQ. Wait,
GQ.
That's the men's magazine, right?
Yeah, and it's the UK edition. Now, what they did, just to be clear, now they've got hundreds of gaming, people, right?
Gamers.
Like gaming developers.
Yeah.
They've got like, people from IGN and other like GameSpot, like those sorts of publications that do gaming and content and whatever.
Yeah.
They've got all of these people, like hundreds of them, to give their top 10.
Okay.
This is what I heard.
And they like averaged it out or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
They then went, okay, well, this game's popped up a bunch, so this will be that we've had 60 votes for this one. This one's going to go at the top.
Okay.
Whatever. So apparently that's how they've done it from what I've heard. And from all over the world, they've got people in Japan that have given their top 10, people here. So it's a large variety of games. And
all right.
And the criteria isn't necessarily, they haven't really told you exactly what the criteria is for why it's top 10.
Okay.
But from me looking at it earlier, I think it's not only just it is an amazing game to play right now, but for the time, it was
Also,
groundbreaking.
Yeah, back in the day.
It changed the way games have been made for years on.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Impact and all sorts.
The impact as well. Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, there's some of the games on there you probably would go, if I played it now, it wouldn't be in the top 100.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you played it 20 years ago, you would have been like, oh my God, this is the best game ever. Yeah?
Yeah, got it.
I'm going to go through the top 10 with you. I haven't actually seen this whole list of the top 10.
Okay.
I wanted to like live it with you.
Surprise.
So, in at number 10, do you agree with this top 10, James? Here we go. And if you have any opinions on it, let us know. Send us a DM, Daily Gamer Official on our Instagram. All right, it's probably the easiest way to get in touch.
Yes.
Do you agree with this GQ top 10?
Okay, let's see.
Number 10, Half-Life 2.
Whoa!
From 2004.
I can agree. That's a great game. It's made top 10. Yeah, I can safely agree with that.
James, you have played this game.
I'm a Half-Life nut.
Many a time.
Yes.
What I was thinking of doing, by the way, is going through the top 100 and then me and you saying every time that game would have been in our top 10. But I thought that'd take too long.
It'd take a while.
But I feel like Half-Life 2, I saw that and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't play it that much, but I know you
So yeah,
rave about it.
Half-Life 2 was probably, Half-Life 1 was groundbreaking for a start. I was so excited to get that game. I asked my dad to buy it for me. I think he had a business trip in the US and he brought it back. And then Half-Life 2 obviously was such a big build, such a big sequel to a great story.
Yeah.
And a great world. And Half-Life 2, obviously, it had the Episode 1 and Episode 2 expansions.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Half-Life 3.
Yeah,
Gabe,
let's see.
Gabe.
Valve, wasn't it? Valve.
Yep.
So GQ did a nice little write-up for each one, just a little paragraph, but I thought this one actually summed it up quite well. He said, many of the games on this list would arguably not exist without Half-Life 2. A game that demonstrated what it was possible to do with 3D spaces, playing with physics models to create engaging puzzles and levels. It remains immensely playable to this very day.
Yeah.
And then it says, now how about that sequel, Valve?
yeah, exactly, right? And
but I thought it's true, right? It's not only a good game to play now, but it also has that impact.
It had the impact, and it also had the replayability. People are still modding it now.
Yeah.
And you can still play like full mods. That's where like Counter-Strike came from. It's from Half-Life. Or Half-Life 1, actually.
Half-Life mod was Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah. And was Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2? Can't remember. But yeah, there you go. It just says it all.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Number 9, Dark Souls. The first one.
Okay.
2011.
So you're more Soulsy than I am. I'm not very Soulsy.
Yeah, so I think I played Dark Souls 2. I played Dark Souls 2, I believe.
Yeah.
But again, it was one of those games that I think it was like Call of Duty I was pretty into that, and World of Warcraft at the same time. So I didn't give it that much love as I would have wanted to have given it. I'm a lot more into that stuff now. Because when I was a teenager, I was like, I gotta play Call of Duty with the friends.
Yeah, social gaming.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more into social gaming. But this is more of a game that I would love to play now. But in at number 9, I think Dark Souls,
I suppose so. Dark Souls was obviously another...
impactful.
But it was also a very unique genre. It was like, you call some games that are similar, a Souls-like.
Exactly.
Souls-like game.
They've literally got like a genre named after them, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Which basically is like pretty hard fighting mechanics and
really tough,
big bosses,
challenging. You got to learn the bosses. You got to learn how to fight and finish them. I played Dark Souls 3, I think it was, on the Xbox 360, and I gave it a good few hours. I really, really tried, but I was like, A, it's too difficult for me. B, I'll admit, I did not get good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the patience. And then because games like that, I get really frustrated, and if I get too frustrated, I don't have fun.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of like lost it. But then I know it's so rewarding when you get through that, past that boss. Anyway,
and then obviously From Software have made recently Elden Ring last year, which got Game of the Year, which is actually number 20 on this list. Elden Ring.
Okay.
But yeah, it actually does say, James, you about talking about the patience. In a sadistic game that asks for all of your patience, which pretty much sums it up.
I gave it a little.
Yeah, exactly. It says, and then your sanity, mere survival feels exhilarating. It really does. Like when you actually don't die, you're like, oh yeah,
yes, I'm alive.
I did it. Number 8 is Portal 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So from the same guys as Half-Life.
Exactly.
They created such a great puzzle game.
Yeah.
With a unique mechanic, first of its kind. But you jump between portals.
That you create yourself. You create like the A and B portal.
Yeah. And you jump through walls, you jump through space, and you solve puzzles, and it was addictive. And it was
it's cool.
Really good.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great game, and both of those games now have a VR version, don't they? With Half-Life and Portal, I believe.
Is there a VR one?
I think so. I want to say at least Half-Life definitely has a VR one. What didn't they call it? Half-Life Alex?
No, that's not Portal though. It's just Half-Life Alex. It's just based on Half-Life World.
Yeah. Sorry, but I thought Portal also had a VR version. No?
I don't.
Maybe
think so,
I was just thinking of Half-Life
wrong.
Alex. Anyway,
we'll look it up later.
Anyway, Metal Gear Solid is in at number 7. That is from 1998.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I jumped onto maybe the PlayStation 2 games. I didn't play the first one on the PlayStation because I didn't have a PlayStation 1.
Developer is James
Konami?
Yeah. Oh, you're such a nerd. Such a nerd. Yeah, exactly. Konami made that one. And it has, we did the sound effects quiz, last month and had that, bling, bling, the
surprise sound.
The surprise sound, which everyone uses nowadays, but it actually came from this game, right? The first one, Metal Gear Solid?
I think it lives through them all, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so that is number 7. Number 6, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah?
Mass
Xbox.
Effect.
That's more like the Xbox peeps were on the Mass Effect.
Yes.
Which
BioWare.
Exactly. That was one of the reasons I wanted to buy an Xbox, was because when this game came out and everyone was raving about it, I was like, oh, I want an Xbox now.
Yeah, I had my housemate was playing it one day. I wasn't really into RPGs when I was, I think early 20s.
Yeah.
Or like university time. And I wasn't really into RPGs, but I saw someone play it. My friend was playing it on his Xbox. And I said, what is this? It's like he's like sort of scouring a planet, right?
Yeah.
Looking for resources, a little pointer. And it's like, what are you doing? This looks so boring. And he's like, it's not boring.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. I mean, it's in at number 6. Number 6 for best games of all time. So, so far, do you agree that these games should be in the top 10 of best games of all time?
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
Dark Souls, I can't say much about, but whatever.
Number 5, I definitely, this is one of the games I have played a lot of. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah.
2015. Can you believe that's almost 10 years ago it came out?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
And they're still, you can still play it, obviously, but...
Well, they got the PS5 remastered versions, the next-gen versions.
Yes.
But yeah, CD Projekt Red knocked it out of the park with the Witcher series in general, but the third one just kind of...
Yeah, of course. And then what makes it is, it's the source material.
Yeah.
The Witcher books by...
The Polish guy. What's his name? you remember his name?
No, I can't remember his name. I've read a few of them, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah. It said The Witcher 3 can take 130 hours to do it all.
As a completionist.
Yeah, I think so. 130 hours. Yeah.
My God.
But obviously the storytelling, like you said, was amazing from the short stories. And now they made a TV show about it with Henry Cavill, and we all love it. The new season comes out soon, I think.
Very soon.
Like June? I want to say June.
Yeah, probably June. And then isn't it his Henry's last season there?
It is, because they want to move away from the source material. And Henry is obviously a massive game. Henry, like we're best friends.
Oh, we love Henry.
Mr. Cavill. Yeah. He basically played the games, loves the games. When he heard that they were going to do a Witcher, he was like, I want to be the Witcher.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were just like,
he's really passionate about it.
Yeah, he loves it. He's read all the books, all the short stories, everything. So when they said that they're going to start writing season 4 away from the source material, he was like, I don't want to be a part of it then. So if you're going to stick to the source material, I'll stay here. But if not, I'm moving away. And now Jake Gyllenhaal's coming in.
As Witcher? Is he possible Witcher?
Apparently it's... I mean, from what I remember reading like a couple months ago, they said
this is going to be weird.
They said that he was going to be the new Witcher. And I just thought, that doesn't make sense to me.
I like Jake. But I think Jake... I mean, he's a great actor. Very versatile. Anyway, let's see.
Let's see. Again, like Jake. Yeah, Jake's pretty good. Yes, that was a great one. And number 4... Again, I feel really bad, like, reading this top 10. There's so many games that I just haven't played, which is really annoying. Bloodborne.
Okay, so that's arguably a Souls-like.
It is, yeah, Souls-like. It is from software.
It's from software, isn't it?
From software.
From software.
It is from software. Yeah, exactly. 2015, that one came out.
So this is the one that's, like, supposed to be not as hard as the actual Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
So this one would interest me if I were to get into a Souls-like. Bloodborne, I mean, I've heard my friends say, you know, they're touting about it, saying it's like, yeah, it's the best one, best Souls-like, it's very accessible. Anyway.
So it actually says on this list that Bloodborne is the only entry in our top 10 without a sequel or spin-off. It was a one-off game.
Huh, yeah.
Which is really cool. Because obviously then From Software decided to do Souls 3 and then Elden Ring.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a Bloodborne sequel. Doesn't mean they might not. Who knows? Who knows?
Go for it.
Number 3, you can't get angry at this one. It's Tetris.
Yeah.
1980. What year did it come out?
I don't know. I'm going to say 1984.
5. Oh, so close, James. So close. But yeah, I mean, they just made the movie about it with...
Yeah, that looks ridiculous. I don't know what to think about that. Well, obviously I'll watch it, but...
Yeah, I do want to watch... I tried to convince the wife to watch it. She's not keen.
It looks fun. It looks fun.
But let's see. I want to watch it. I think it's a really cool story. And obviously there was a lot of things going on in the world around that time. So that's kind of what the
yeah, I mean,
the movie's about.
Yeah, sort of Soviet Russia times, isn't it?
Yeah, and the fact that these Americans were trying to promote this game and they were fine with it until they realized that the game started making money, and then they were like, no, we want it. So yeah, but obviously it's got the world record for the most ported game ever made, more than 65 platforms officially.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not very demanding graphically, but I played a competitive one, which you can play online against people.
Yes, you were saying about that.
And it's really, really good fun. If you have the reflexes, to twist the shape and slam them down in time, then you're good. Because that's where I suffer, because I take a long time to think.
Yeah.
So I'm like, which shape goes where?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's people still like compete in Tetris. Like, it's still
I think
a
there's
massive
competitions.
And what I love about it is it's probably the most simple game that is in the top 10, probably in the top 100, to be honest.
It'll be timeless.
It's the most simple game that was probably ever made that got that big, like, just incredible. So yeah, well done to Alexei Pajitnov.
Oh, did he make it?
The creator, yeah, in Russia.
Well done, mate.
Very, very cool. Number 2. Do you have any guesses?
Number 2. Is it a Zelda game?
There's number 1 and number 2. Can you guess the last 2?
The 2 Zelda games?
No.
No.
Well, go with number 2. What do you think number 2 is? It's not a Zelda game, number 2.
Is it a Nintendo franchise?
No.
This is going to annoy me.
Do you want to give you some clues? There was
Go on.
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
That's my clue. PlayStation exclusive.
God of War?
No, they've only made, 2 official games, but they have remastered them.
Oh, Last of Us.
Yeah. Last of Us, number 1. The
Part
Last
one.
of Us. 2013. The Last of Us 2013, yeah.
I can agree. That was one of the first games I experienced where I really, really, really enjoyed the story. I got sucked into the story. I know a lot of these type of games have a lot of cinematics, and I was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of why there's a lot of acting. It's like it's like watching, but then you're so engrossed in the story, but you interact with the player, and you go through this world. Yeah, no, I can agree. It's that's why it's a TV show, and it's a really good one.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the TV show follows basically the game. It's not like they've taken the concept of the game and made a completely different TV show about it.
Yeah.
They followed the game because it's such a good story.
Yeah, they knew it was good.
Exactly.
Why spoil it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it actually said Naughty Dog's punt at a Cormac McCarthy-inspired post-apocalyptic travelogue was one of the riskiest moves in PlayStation's history, but has now sold over 32 million copies and critically acclaimed, and obviously a HBO show. So yeah, you can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah, part 2 is. I'm still actually playing that now.
Yeah.
Because I want to get ahead of the series.
To be honest, I thought part 2 was better.
You enjoyed part 2 better?
I don't know. Just it's hard. I guess it's like a bit newer. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Number 1, James. Number 1.
Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Yes, of course it is. Zelda The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Came out in 2017. Obviously, Nintendo is the developer. And yeah, there we go. That is your top 10 from GQ's top 100 list.
I can agree.
You can obviously go check out their top 100 list on their website. It's the UK version. I don't think it was a terrible list. I think the top 10 was pretty good. There's obviously always opinion that's going to come into it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
You can't go, this is the top 10, no one can quabble it or query it. It is literally like, that's the top 10 from a certain amount of people's opinion. Yeah. So, I don't think I can disagree with the top 10. It definitely makes me want to play some more of those games and go back a little bit.
It's also, depends, say if we were to do our own list, it'd be games that we have played, games that we haven't played.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult, right? But
definitely. Just a few honorable mentions, just really quickly. Number 11 was Resident Evil 4, just missing out in the top 10.
Nice.
12 was Disco Asylum. 13 was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Number 14, Super Mario World, not from 1990. Number 15, Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. I mean, that's number 16. That kind of deserves that. Final Fantasy 7 from 1997 is 17. A lot of sevens there. Super Mario 64, 1996. That came number 18. Doom, number 19. And Elden Ring, number 20. So they're your other 10.
Okay.
It feels pretty good. I think when you go up to the top end of the list from 100 downwards, there are a few things in there where you're like,
yeah, debatable ones where you
about
can
that.
be like, yeah, not quite sure if it deserves that place.
Yeah, pretty much every like Mario game is kind of in it somewhere, literally. And there's a lot of Zelda games in here as well, honestly. So
yeah, definitely. They're flawless.
Nintendo have really managed to kind of capture a lot of this. But there's also a good chunk of, there's some Naughty Dog in there with, Uncharted, made an appearance in the top 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I think it's pretty good. Go check out the top 100. Let us know your thoughts. Send us a DM. Daily Gamer Official. James, would you agree? What would be your top one? Just before we wrap things up.
My top one would be. Oh, that's a tough question. I have to think.
It's so hard, isn't it? We don't have to answer.
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you as well. Right now, it's probably The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
So this is when I can give you the latest releases of this week.
Yes.
Latest gaming releases of this week, so you can sink your teeth into them. The first one is Humanity.
Humanity? Okay. Do you just play like as a world or something?
No, you just play as a human.
Yeah.
No, it's basically a play on... Okay, it's hard to describe, but do you remember Lemmings?
No.
Lemmings. Okay, Lemmings is like when you have to lead like a lot of little people through a puzzle.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I do remember it.
So this is what Humanity is.
Okay.
You basically have a puzzle where you have to lead a crowd of people, say.
Okay.
Like millions and millions of people.
Okay.
Like through a puzzle or through a maze or through a...
Why?
Yeah. Well, okay. If I describe it like that, it sounds like why. But it's a good puzzle game. It's
You're really not selling this to me,
no,
James.
it's so hard to describe. You have to see it.
Okay. I'll so go watch the trailer. Is what you're recommending?
Yes. Type in Humanity game.
Okay, cool.
And check it out. It's also in VR.
Okay. Okay. That makes it more interesting.
Yeah. And another notable mention for this week is Starship Troopers.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, like the movie.
Yeah, I like the movie.
Yeah, wow, okay, cool.
1997.
They had made games before, hadn't they?
They made a tactical, a strategy game.
Oh, yes. This one's more of an FPS.
This is a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
I think it's co-op as well.
Okay, cool.
You can, you're against, obviously, you fight the bug hordes. If you remember the movie, there's big, huge spider things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's out this week.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. I think I'll definitely give that one a go.
A couple of mentions, Star Trek Resurgence.
Oh, Star Trek game.
So that is a narrative adventure game.
Boring then.
Oh, I don't know. It depends. If that's your thing.
Yeah.
It's also been made Unreal Engine 5, so apparently it looks very good.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, because there actually hasn't been too many games that have actually been released in Unreal Engine 5 yet.
Exactly. So this is one of the few.
Nice.
So check that out. And then, of course, Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Is out?
It will be coming out. Sorry. It's not out yet.
Okay.
It will be coming this month. So that's one to look out for.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously,
I've been waiting for that one.
Gollum is Smeagol / Gollum. He is...
my precious.
My Oh, he's here.
Was that good?
He's in the studio.
I am... What's that actor?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, so
nice.
Look out for that. That looks exciting.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, James, for your new gaming releases. I've got some gaming news for you right now, and I'm pretty excited about this. Some really, three kind of cool stories. I find them cool anyway.
Okay.
So, World of Warcraft?
Yes.
Yeah, so they are coming up with a official hardcore mode, which apparently is going to be coming out.
Oh.
Now, this is for the classic WoW, all right? Okay. So, where they've gone back kind of thing. Anyway, what that means is that when you die, and you have to start again.
Permadeath.
Yeah. Which is pretty crazy for World of Warcraft, because you die quite a lot in World of Warcraft, and also it takes a long time to get to the highest level.
Yeah.
Right?
You put a lot of work in, don't you?
You really, really do. I mean, you could easily just fall off a cliff and you're dead. You know what I mean? You could easily just die in a raid boss and you're dead.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time. So the fact that they're putting a hardcore mode in, I don't know how that's going to work.
Can you, if you have an existing character that's high level, can you start playing in hardcore mode, or do you have to start from the beginning?
No, you have to start from the beginning. I think.
Yes,
I believe. Also, Epic Games with Fortnite, they have come in. Apparently, they're coming out with a ranked system. So they did have kind of like a ranked gameplay before, where you could progress through levels. So it's kind of a similar thing, but it's actually a little bit more like other games. Where they have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, elite, champion, and unreal, which is like Valorant do it. Other games like that.
So it's like ranking system. So when you start a game, you can get ranked with the right level of players.
Yeah, so it kind of did that before, like a matchmaking ranked thing. Yeah. But now it's actually more like in League of Legends and Valorant, they do it. Okay. So when you first start, you're in bronze 1, right? And then if you win, you get a bronze 2. If you win more, you get a bronze 3. But if you win and then you lose, you drop points.
Yeah.
So if you lose, you drop 20 points. You win, you get up 20 points or whatever. So you have to kind of like keep winning to get up higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, okay.
So it is kind of
consistency is key.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be very difficult to actually get up that high. But yeah, so they're now going to have a ranked battle royale and 0 build modes, which is pretty crazy. But it's kind of cool that they're putting that in. And I think they're always trying to find new ways to make Fortnite.
Yeah, it's always evolving, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Always evolving, but they do it in a really good way. And finally, Amazon Games are bringing to us, which I'm very excited about, a Lord of the Rings MMO.
Oh.
Yeah. It's with Amazon Games. They've teamed up with Middle-earth Enterprises. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be literally like taking J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings and making a open world adventure that will bring the beloved stories of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings trilogy to life in a persistent Middle Earth.
Great. Wasn't there an older Lord of the Rings MMO?
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
How old was that? I mean,
I can't remember. What was that?
People are still playing that?
I can't even remember. It was a while ago. But I think that was really popular. People still do play that. But it would be really cool. And Amazon Games, obviously, they did New World.
Yeah, so hopefully they can build on that.
Exactly. So hopefully they'll take everything they've learned from New World, which actually was a bit shaky at the start, but then it actually became quite successful afterwards. Yeah. But it did say they are definitely not going to be talking with the guys who are making the TV show. It's different.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's always good if you have your own direction.
Exactly. Different.
Correct direction.
But anyway, there you go. That is your gaming news of the week.
Thank you. I've got some news for you.
Okay, what type of news?
It's more like tech. And
tech.
A bit of pop because I want to talk about some movies that I watched.
Oh, okay.
Or a movie. Well, Amazon, Amazon, they have the Echo Dot speaker.
Yes, I have one.
Smart speaker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got like 4 in my house.
Why?
Oh, because I can link them all up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can link them all up. Yeah. I'm with you.
And it's great in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, they have a new one. They have the Echo Pop.
Echo Pop? What's the difference?
So it looks like they got, the Echo that was like a round ball.
Yeah.
They've literally just cut it in half.
Okay, so it's like a smaller version.
Yeah, it's like if you cut through an orange. Hemisphere is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And that's at $40, but it's got an improved speaker.
Okay.
It looks kind of nice. It's got different colors. You can get it in purple now.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
So, yeah, it's going to... Amazon's AI is taking over your home.
Yeah. And it's going to pop whilst it's there.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. I like it.
I also want to talk about, not necessarily pop news, but the news is that I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 this week.
Yeah, I mean, looks really cool. I haven't actually given it a go yet, but I am definitely wanting to watch it, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. It's a little word of warning, though. If you like animals, okay.
Oh, no.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
just brace yourselves.
Oh, James. You just spoiled it. Now I know what's going to happen. I think. Is it as devastating as when Groot died in the first one?
I'm not going to say anything.
He did get reborn, but I was really sad when Groot died. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to say anything else. But did you enjoy the movie?
I loved it.
Yeah, it looks really good. And I heard that this might be like the last Guardians of the Galaxy, potentially.
Potentially, and and I think it's left itself in a good spot.
Yeah.
Obviously with the whole Marvel Universe, MCU. So I would say definitely go see it. We watched Volume 1 and 2 prior to get set up.
Oh, I'm going to do that. And it
really gets you in the mood as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the music, the soundtracks are obviously fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're always good. No, I'm very excited to watch it. It's a fantastic trilogy now.
Yes.
And obviously Chris Pratt is the man of the moment.
He's great.
Because he also just starred in Mario movie, which I went and watched.
What do you think?
Yeah, very cool. It obviously got mixed reviews online, but some people are just too critical about things. It's basically a kid's movie.
It's a kid's movie.
You know what I mean? Like, it has this.
My childhood.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how as an adult can you go like, oh, this wasn't good enough for me. This is too childish. Well, it is for children, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I did see like reviews about it, and I just thought, like, what are you on about? I loved the movie. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. It wasn't too long.
Fun and kind of nostalgic and
very nostalgic. They did it very well.
That's good.
Like to, you know, if you played the games for, you know, obviously Mario, but also Mario Kart.
Yeah.
They did it really well, that it was almost looked kind of like the game, but it was a movie, but it was like a really good way of doing it. So, I recommend going and watching
I can't wait to
the
see
Mario movie with Chris Pratt just smashing the box office right now.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, James, thank you so much for your pop and tech.
Welcome.
And that is it for the Daily Gaming Podcast number 20.
20 fireworks. Boo, boo, boo. 20th anniversary.
Pretty crazy that we're 20 through. It's almost been like half a year, maybe.
Yeah, well, we started in September.
We're now into almost June. I forgot what came after May for a second then. But yeah, we love doing it. We hope you enjoy yourself as well. We get to, you know, chat everything about gaming. We've got loads of podcasts, obviously 19 others that we've done. Some amazing interviews on there. We're going to get some more guests soon.
Definitely.
But yeah, if you ever want to get in contact, if you ever have some games you want us to talk about, games you want us to check out, review, whatever it is.
Even if you want to, or if you're from the gaming industry and you want to chat with us, about something,
hit us up. Yeah, we're more than welcome.
Exactly.
If you want to come on the podcast, then come on the podcast. We don't mind, as long as you can talk gaming. We can talk all day long, really.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Anyone.
But yeah, make sure you check out our website as well, daily-gamer.net. We've got all our latest news on there, videos, YouTube, Instagram, even all our other podcasts as well.
Yes.
So yeah, go check it out, daily-gamer.net. We will see you for podcast number 21. Enjoy your time, whatever you're up to right now. Probably playing some Tears of the Kingdom.
That's what we'll be doing.
That's what I'm doing right now. See you later.
Bye.